Well, here we go for a hopefully a fun video. This is my first time lapse, and I kind of made a bit of a mistake on this. You see, part of it was already done. I did a couple months ago. So some of you are asking, "Hey Bob, how come you're not time lapsing from the beginning?" And the reason why is because I didn't do that before. So anyways, I wanted to complete this video recently, and I made the mistake of telling people I was going to complete it, and which meant I had to complete it, and it was like a lot of work. So in case you're wondering, I like to use Staedtler mechanical pencils a lot. Um, I use a 2 millimeter lead holder, which I liked. It's like a probably at least a 2H to do kind of some of the light work without committing too heavily to my line weight. And once I get something I'm happy with, then I just go ahead and darken it up with a 0.5 HB. And oh, I have this new one. It's a 0.3 2H, which is fantastic for doing really fine work. So this particular 2-point perspective drawing I did was kind of like a bit of a trial. I wanted to just kind of check out and be creative and just do whatever I could kind of think of out of my head, and it just kind of took off a little bit. Spent a lot of time doing those bricks on the buildings, as you can probably notice, and then here I'm just trying to do something a little bit different in the background, and I just do a little bit of random rendering all over the place just to kind of darken things up, and with any luck I don't forget anything. There's a couple buildings I just added at the beginning of this video that I made a couple panels in to try and create some more depth. It's interesting when you kind of go a ways with your work and then you end up being not happy with it, and I find that you just keep going, just keep drawing, keep adding lines, and it actually starts to kind of smarten up a little bit. I'm reasonably happy with how this turned out. I mean, when I look, there's all sorts of things that I would have liked to have made a lot cleaner work, but some of this, well, actually quite a bit is it of this. I'm just practicing some rendering techniques that for certain things like these tall buildings in the background, the way I do the windows. I was just kind of trying to experiment in what would give the windows a little bit of extra depth. So I had just a couple heavier weight lines in perspective to make them just give them a little bit of depth. And then this cross hatching pattern I'm doing right now on that bottom building, I kind of really like the texture that gives. So and then I kind of got caught up in this building. I decided, you know what, why not put some strip flooring in to make it look neat. Yeah, I know you're thinking, Bob, it looks like there's no windows in there, no glass. Yeah, it kind of does look like that. I'll eventually figure that out, what looks good and what doesn't. As far as windows go, it's all kind of a process. Okay, so here I'm just kind of darkening up the edge that you'd be able to see some depth for the jamb of each window. And then I do that on one specific side, and then I do it on the top of the windows, and as soon as I get down to the horizon line, I start doing it on the bottom of the windows, and it just gives what I was looking for. So on the next video that I do of buildings, I'm actually just going to take some photos around town of some buildings that I really like, just to do something a little bit more complex and creative. I've got a few ideas, but I'm certainly open to suggestions. If there's something that someone would like to see me do, I'll certainly try anyways. One thing I found about this, of course, when I told people I was going to finish it was, well, the finishing process, it's a lot of work. This video, boy, just the time lapse video that I took alone represents probably 4 to 4.5 hours of work at least, maybe a little bit more. And then before that, I'm sure that I put in an additional probably 5 hours. I'm guessing close to 10 hours of work in this one drawing. And this is just on a regular 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. So it's certainly not a large scale drawing at all. It's actually really quite small, but using mechanical pencils at least affords me the ability to do nice fine work on a small piece of paper. So it's actually, the size on the video looks actually quite a bit bigger than it is in real life. This is my first attempt at a suspension bridge. So I kind of looked at a couple photos and found something I thought was kind of pretty okay. So I attempted to do something that looks okay, and I'm reasonably happy with it. I'd like to do it again, or a couple different bridges, maybe in the future, different kind of designs. Oh, look at that. There's my hair getting there once in a while. There you know, now I've got gray hair. Oh no. Maybe I can edit that out. Yeah, I thought on these tall skyscrapers, I'm just kind of giving one side a little bit of shading just to separate the shaded sides and just give it a little bit more volume. Yeah, there's all sorts of things that I'm doing on this that I haven't done much of. So it's kind of a cool creative process. This bottom building here, that the finish on it was just so blank, and I was kind of getting a little bit tired of doing my cross hatch patterns on buildings and different things. So I thought I would just add a few bumps and bruises and some broken stucco and a broken window just to have a little bit of fun. Bridge is kind of coming together not too bad. Reasonably happy with that. Now I'm just doing a little bit of shading in the background, and there you go. That's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. If you have any comments, please go ahead and comment away. And if you have any ideas of what you'd like to see in the future, I'm all ears. Until the next time, have a good one.